right after I had my first episode, I got back in touch with my friend Zale. And one of the things he asked me when he learned that I'd had an episode was, "Did you see any gods and did they say anything to you?" And he basically acted like my episode was this spiritual experience. But I was fucking sick. I needed medicine, not a lot of, psychobabble. I mean, I've had spiritual experiences when manic, more so in my second episode than my first. Um, but I find this whole notion that I'm some kind of, shaman that's going to heal the world insulting at best. Because you wouldn't say that to somebody with cancer. And admittedly, I do think that I have some potential to heal the world because of my illness. But I think that it's a lot more complicated than people who say, "Oh, you're just a shaman that hasn't awakened to her powers yet." I think it's a lot more complicated than they make it out to be. Because sure, I do have a certain amount of ability to heal the world. Maybe. But I also really need my medication so that I can function well enough to do that. Um I can't go without my medication. And the notion that some kind of special meditation might stabilize me and enable me to go out without my medication, honestly, I just find it really insulting. Um no. Um I can't put my finger on why I find it insulting, unfortunately, but I do find it insulting that this notion that just this shaman that hasn't awakened to her powers yet. I mean, do we treat any other illnesses like they're some kind of superpower? Kanye West notwithstanding. Um, okay, you know what? I'm gonna leap onto the topic for my next video because yeah, I really have no more to say on this because I can't pinpoint why I find the whole shaman view so insulting. And if I could pinpoint it why for you, I would tell you all, but I just have to say that I find it insulting. So as for Buddhism, I have mentioned in previous videos that quite a bit of my spiritual practice is informed by Buddhism. But I have to admit that I'm the laziest Buddhist ever, if I am even a Buddhist. I eat meat. I don't go to a regular sangha. My meditation practice has been very on and off over the years, and I take psych meds. Also, I've never taken the precepts. And the reason that I can justify taking psych meds to myself is because from my own point of view, I'm naturally high, and I need my psych meds to stop me from being high. Because one of the precepts of Buddhism is that you don't take intoxicants to induce heedlessness. But I take intoxicants they aren't intoxicants. They're taken to induce heedfulness. So I know that stricter Buddhists would debate my interpretation of things, but you know what? They're not my psychiatrist. So, yeah. Um, anyway, my next video is going to be about the Teenage Liberation Handbook by Grace Llewellyn. It's not going to be a review, it's going to be about how it affected my life. Um, so like, subscribe, and toodles.